Hello viewers, thanks for watching. Now we're gonna do our lesson on Flexbox, and today will be Flexbox lesson 3. In this lesson, we're gonna discuss about order property, flex grow, flex shrink, flex basis. So we're gonna use the same file that we used in previous lesson. So our HTML file is this one, the display.html, and the CSS file is display.css. If you want, you can put any name. Let's see how is our HTML file. If you saw our previous 2 lessons, you should know how to create the HTML boilerplate, and inside there how to create the div container and item container. So anyway, I'm gonna show you again. So in the body part, this div with the class name container, this is the parent container, and inside there was like lots of items. I just removed them and just kept these 5 items inside this main parent container, and these are the child container, or you can say items. Also previously we put just A, B, C, D, E, something like that. Now I want to specify the items. That's why I just put A1, B2, C3, D4, E5, and class name as well, item 1, item 2, item 3, item 4, item 5. And after that, see our items, these 5 items on the website, web browser. It looks like this. And let's go to the CSS file. I just wanted to put the specific height for the each items. So if you want to put the specific height for each item, you need to put them in the item container. So I just want to select all of them together. For that, see in our HTML file, for the each item, class name is different. Item 1, the next one, item 2, item 3, item 4, item 5. If you want to select all of them in one place, that time you need to put another class name, same class name for all of them. You can do that way. Also, you can select the child items using the main container, parent container. So I think I'm gonna use that one, so I don't need another class name for all of these items. So just let's go to the CSS file. Our main container is, parent container is container, class name container. So just put dot container. After that, if you want to select the all child elements inside this container, you just need to put a greater than sign, closing arrow. So this one. After that, put star. So this is the universal selector. So when you put this closing arrow and star, it will select all the items inside this container. After that, parenthesis, enter. And inside there, I just wanted to mention the height of each items. I put 40 pixel. Then the items box size looks like this. Also, I put the background color for each item. I put them separately. For item 1, red background color, item 2, green, item 3, orange, item 4, yellow, and item 5, violet. By default, all items got the order property of 0. For all of these items, the order is 0. So based on the HTML file, however you put the items, it will show on the web browser same way. But if you want to specify the order, you can do it using this CSS file inside the items container. So I selected all of the items with this parent container. So just put order. Actually no, this selector is for the all items. You need to specify them in specific items. So look, here is A1, B2, C3, D4, E5. If you want to change the order number for first item, you can put like order. So all these items are 0 based. If you put just 5, there are 5 items. So put 5 and save it. Item A1 go on to the at the end, because B2, B3, B4, B5 by default they are 0 based. So A1 position is now 5. so it's going at the end. Actually, you don't need to put 5 because previously there are only the position number, order number 0. So if you put 1, save it, it will stay at the end of the other items. For number 2, if you put order 2, say these 3 by default 0 position order number. Then A1 we put 1 and order number B2 we put 2. If we put item 3 order 1, what will happen? D4 and E5, these two by default 0. Then we put order number 1 for A1. Also for C3 we put order number 1. A1 came after this 0 order because in HTML A1 is first, and C3 as well we put order number 1, but it gone after A1 because it is on HTML we put C3 after A1, although the order number is same. For B2 we put order number 2. So for item 5, let's put order number 3. Order 3, save it. Item 5 go on to at the end of the other items. So this way you can put the items in different places by using the order for specific items. So just make them comment. Save it. So it's gone back to A1, B2, C3, D4, E5, like that. So now let's do some practice for flex grow. So if you want to work with the flex grow property, you need to put that property inside the items. So let's select the items. So how to do that? You need to use the specific class name for all of these items, or you can just select with the parent container. So use the universal selector. After that, by default flex grow is 0 based, hence there is no grow by default. So if you put flex grow 0, save it. When you make your browser bigger, it will not grow. The items size will not grow because by default flex grow is 0. If you put 1, when you put 1, 2, 3 or 4, what will happen? The items will fill up the all spaces on the row. Inside the container, all the space on row, the items will fill up if you put the grow 1, 2, 3 or 4. So its grow size is 1. Like if you make it bigger, see the size of the box is growing. All of them are 1. So all of them are equally growing. So it will cover the space. If the container size grows or gets smaller, it will fill up all the space. And if you specify, like for item 1, if you say flex grow 2, what will happen? It will grow double than the other items because other items are flex grow is 1 and this one is 2. So is double than the other items. If you want to make for item, maybe item 3, flex grow maybe 3, save it. See the B2, D4 and E5, these we put flex grow 1, and for A1 we put 2. So A1 goes double than the others, and C3 we put 3. So this one is 3 times bigger than the B2, D4 and E5. If you make it bigger, the browser or the container size, if you make it bigger, what happens? See, when you make it bigger, all of them will grow with the individual size. So if you make it smaller, also it will shrink depending on the size. So this is the grow, flex grow property. So if you don't want to grow it, then you need to put flex grow 0. So make them comment. This one flex grow comment, and also we put on the universal selector we put flex grow 1. And there is another property. It says flex shrink. By default, flex shrink is 1, means automatically it will go down, like shrink the size. So just instead of grow, put shrink 1. This is the default size. Save it. Even if you don't put anything, the items will stay like this, because this is the normal size. If you put some specific size like width for each of the items, how it works. For item 1, let's put width 200 pixel, and for item 2, maybe put width 300 pixel. Save it. See, item 1 we put the specific width of 200 pixel, and item 2 we put specific width of 300 pixel. Let's put one more item with the width. Item 3, width 300 pixel. Let's make it bigger. When you make the browser bigger, that time what happens? It will go up to the specific size. So this one 200, the second one 300, third one as well 300. So it took the specific width on the container, and rest of them we didn't put any width for this, so it will stay as it was before. And when you make it smaller, what happened? So when you make it smaller, the container gets smaller, box size shrink. It's not staying specific 200 pixel or 300 for those, because our flex shrink we put where it is. Flex shrink we put 1, and even if we don't put it there, it will be same, because shrink is 1. If you don't want to make these boxes smaller than the specific size, that time you have to put the flex shrink 0. Save it. What happened? It took the specific width of 200 pixel, and the B2 item 2 300 pixel, and C3 300 pixel. So make it bigger. When you make it bigger, what happened? It takes the specific width, and when you make it smaller, what will happen? Browser will be smaller, container will be smaller, but the size of the specific boxes will not be smaller. It will keep there with the specific 200 and 300 for the other two, and the other rest of the size like C3 we can see here because is hidden at the end. If you want to see the rest of the size of the boxes, you have to scroll. User need to scroll the bar to see the other items. See? And also there is another option. You can put flex wrap. Flex wrap. Save it. When you wrap the items with the flex wrap, that time the hidden items will go to the next row and you can see them. Just disable this wrap. Now we're going to discuss about flex basis. There is another flex property is flex basis. If we say grow 1, what will happen? Save it. We said grow 1 means it will grow, but shrink 0, it will not become smaller. So when you shrink, it's not getting smaller, but when you make it bigger, the browser, it will bigger, but the box size will grow as well. If we put flex basis 0 pixel, what happened? Save it, make it smaller, bigger. So in that case, shrink we put 0, but is getting smaller because we didn't put any specific width of the box. So it will become small. Also it will get bigger because we put grow 1. Disable. So these 3 values we can put different way. You don't need to say them separately like flex basis, flex grow, flex shrink. Shortcut is flex. Just put flex colon. First value will be the grow. What is the grow? Grow is 1. Next one is shrink 0. And another one is flex basis as well 0. Flex basis 0. This one is the default value. Default grow is 0. And default shrink is 1. So if we put default value for the shrink and default value for the basis, if all of the three values are default value, then you don't need to put anything. But if any one of them is not default, then you need to mention it. So the grow we put 1. This is not default value, but the shrink 1 is default and basis 0 is default. For this value, the alternatively shortcut is just flex colon 1. Then you can disable that one, first one, and these three delete them. Save it and make it smaller and bigger, and inside the developer tool make it smaller, make it bigger. It will work same way. Other way, by default flex grow is 0, flex shrink by default 1. Let's put 0. That means it will not shrink. And basis suppose 25%. Save it. So if it is 25%, then 5 of them cannot stay on the browser if the browser is smaller. You see, they just push the E5 on the right side. And if you want to see it, you need to scroll the bar to see that one. And if you put flex wrap, just wrap the boxes. Save it. Sorry, I put the flex wrap inside the items container. You need to put it in the main container, parent container. Just copy it and paste it inside the okay, here is flex wrap. Just make it active. Save it. So when you put flex wrap, then what happened? The last item they just push to the next line. So now you make it smaller and make it bigger. So when you make the browser bigger, it will grow. When you make it smaller, it will shrink. If you want to see a little bit margin at the end of these boxes, you can do it by using another method, calc. Inside the parenthesis, say 25% minus, you need to make a gap. After 25% make a gap, and after this minus as well gap, maybe 10 pixel or 1 rem, whatever you want. Save it. So what happened? There is 10 pixel gap, means margin at the end. That's all for flex basis. Now make it disable these items back to the default settings. Let's put a specific width, maybe width 200 pixel. Save it. Here all of them got 200 pixel of width. Make it smaller. When you make it smaller, the box size will not get smaller because we put 200 pixel width for each boxes and we wrap them. That's why it is creating the new row. If we use the gap property inside the parent container, gap 20 pixel, save it. See, there is 20 pixel gap after each of these box. Now there is another thing we can use. We put the height of each boxes is 40 pixel. Let's make it 90 pixel. Save it. Okay, like this. We used to use just gap property to make a gap in between the boxes. Now we can use gap for row and column together. So first value should be the gap for row and second value for column, 40 pixel, and for the row maybe 40 pixel. Save it. It made a gap in between the row 40 pixel and column 40 pixel. But when you put only one value, that will work only for the column, not for the row. Suppose you want to see more gap on the row, just make it like 60 pixel. 60. Now more gap on the row. I think that's all for today. Stay with me. We're gonna make a project using the Flexbox. We've done all of the modules related to Flexbox. Now we should make a project using all of the things we learned from Flexbox. So stay with me. See you soon.